This session, the aspect of LTE. LTE stands for It is the fourth generation mobile cellular technology. Why is it called long term? Purely packet switch are sent in packets. Unlike LTE has totally changed the GSM network. It has discarded the GSM technology. It is a long-term evolution because the researchers do not see this technology changing drastically in near future. Let us quickly go through the architecture of LTE. Again, you have three sections here, just like UMTS and GSM technology. The first is LTE-UE. LTE-UE, nothing but user equipment, supports LTE technology. As we know, GSM and UMTS has been totally replaced by LTE. The user equipment, that is the mobile phones, the old mobile phones cannot support LTE. Moreover, the second phase or the second section is eUtran, that is Evolve UTRAN. Again, it has eNode Bs, that is nothing but transceiver of data signal. The final is the enhanced packet core, sometimes also known as Evolved packet core. It has a few important components which we will require to understand the security aspects of LTE. The first most important component of the packet core is MME, Mobile Management Entity. The entire security technology depends on this MME. Each packet core will have a separate MME component. Moving on, we have HSS. HSS is nothing but a database server equivalent to HLR in the previous technology. HSS is nothing but home subscriber service. It has the records of the home users registered on this particular network. PCRF is policy and charging rule function. It is nothing but a database server which helps to maintain log files and to check how much a user is using. Next is serving gateway and packet data network gateway, which helps us to connect to the internet. Let us see the security aspect with a sequence diagram and understand the components of security in LTE. So the big enhancement in security in LTE is two-way authentication. In earlier technologies, only the network was able to authenticate the user. But in LTE, the user as well as the network both authenticate each other, so that no unauthenticated or malicious user can join the network, or no malicious network can accept or connect to the user's mobile phone. This two-way authentication is a great and a tremendous change in security aspect which enhanced LTE security over the other two. Let us consider this sequence diagram. Just keep in mind that the user equipment here passes all the messages to the MME via node Bs. All the messages transmitted between user equipment and MME is done via node Bs. Okay, so let us start with the authentication process. Before starting the authentication process, let us understand what all components or parameters are present inside the user equipment. user equipment has a subscriber identity key, that is KI, and an IMSI number, just like the earlier technology GSM. KI is a subscriber identity key, which is a secret key which is only present with the authorized and authenticated user and the HSS of the home network. IMSI number, International Mobile Subscriber Identity, is present with the user equipment and the HSS. This IMSI number is nothing but an identification number used when the user equipment tries to send data. Any communication made by UE will be attached with the IMSI number by the user equipment itself. This helps in identification of the source of the message. Now let us quickly go through the sequence diagram. The UE here initiates a message to become a part of this network. This initial message contains the IMSI number of the user equipment. This IMSI number is then transferred to the MME and MME forwards it to the home subscriber service database server. Here, looking at the IMSI number, it gets the corresponding subscriber identity key from its server. This key is used to generate an AUTN. AUTN is nothing but an authentication number generated from KI itself. You have to keep in mind that this is a one-way process. So KI can be used to generate AUTN, but AUTN cannot generate KI. Along with generating AUTN, HSS generates a random number and passes it through A3 algorithm along with KI. The A3 algorithm generates an XRES. XRES is nothing but a challenge for the user. HSS forwards the three parameters, that is the random number, the XRES and the AUTN number, to MME. MME stores XRES and forwards the other two parameters to UE. The other two parameters are the random number and the AUTN number. You have to keep in mind that a subscriber identity key is only with the HSS and the UE and is never on the network. The UE, on receiving the random number and AUTN number, does the following things. The first thing that it does is it generates AUTN using its own subscriber identity key. If the received AUTN and the generated AUTN matches, then we have successfully authenticated the network. The user equipment, the UE, has successfully authenticated the network. Why is that so? Because only the valid network will have the subscriber identity key of the user equipment. If the user equipment has now authenticated the network, it will use the random number received along with the subscriber identity key it has to generate an RES using A3 algorithm. It then forwards the RES to the MME. Now MME compares the received RES with the received XRES. If it matches, then the user is authenticated by the network. And in turn, after authentication, MME sends a TMSI, that is temporary mobile subscriber identity, to user equipment. This TMSI ensures anonymity as in earlier technologies explained. Now just let us understand the two-way authentication process. How did we achieve two-way authentication? The first authentication is that the user authenticates the network is done using AUTN, that is the authentication number. As subscriber identity key is never on the network, then it is we can safely say that KI is the secret key only between UE and the authenticated network. So only the authenticated network can generate AUTN. Secondly, the second authentication, that is the network authenticates the user, happens at this step. The step where MME compares the received RES from UE to the received XRES from HSS. So this was all for LTE security. Thank you.